Hey, y'all. Turn it down a little bit. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm going to do a collective reading at first until we get a couple people in here. Questions answered. How you guys feeling in this energy? No, I'm feeling pretty good. Definitely felt a big shift. Sure. I mean, I don't know how you guys are, but man, this year has been, it's been intense. It's been, it just seems like everything is escalate like fast, super fast. Everything is just moving ever since I think a lot of it, like when that Aries moon hit, that was a pretty intense one for me, and that was a little while ago. We're into Scorpio energy right now, just because it's Scorpio season. So every year Scorpio season is the time of transformation, time to release old things, people, places, things, and embrace new. Embrace the new, baby. Embrace the new. That's what it's all about. Letting go of old belief systems, old things, within your home, changing your diets, changing, what you watch on social media, changing what movies you watch, what music you listen to, listening to your intuition more. That's just, all the stuff that I've been dealing with, and I feel like the collective energy is also in that same spot as far as the ones that will resonate with this. We're all on different parts of the journey, so not everybody's going to resonate with this right now. This message is timeless as far as the energy reading, because it's only like a snippet when anyone does an energy reading. But as we know, it can change because we have free will. So if somebody chooses something different, then that changes the trajectory. It's all about free will. You are the creator of your reality. Whatever you are within yourself will be projected outside of you. And when you're around people, places, things, it will show you, it will mirror that back to you. We're all mirrors. We're all students, we're all teachers. And we're always learning. Always learning about ourselves. And I love to research, so I'm always looking into things about how I can better myself, how I can treat myself better, with diets and not necessarily diets, but just eating healthier, eating things that are better for me, better for my body. Everyone has their own thing that they're doing right now. Bottom card is courage and boldness. So 32. Step into courage despite your fears. Be willing to take a risk in order to gain more. Speak your truth. Fives are all about change. I think the Hierophant is also a 5. Belief systems. This card came out last night as well. And I did a live reading. There's also an owl in this card. I can get it in a space where the light isn't messing with it. There's an owl right there. And To me, owls represent wisdom, but they're also messengers. That's another bird, I think, at the top. It looks like a bird. It's possible the collective has been seeing a lot of birds. I know today I was seeing birds everywhere. It was crazy. And then the day before, I was seeing these big white birds, and I could have sworn they were not Was it pelicans? No, it's not pelicans. If anybody comes on and they happen to know, it's the it reminds me of those birds on Finding Nemo, the ones that are up in they're up on the boat, and they're mine. Those birds. If any of you have seen Finding Nemo, if you have kids, you've probably seen it. Um, Whatever those birds are, I saw one of them at Walmart yesterday out of nowhere. And this thing was huge, and it swooped in and it landed not far from where me and my daughter were walking up. Just landed, picked up something, went back in the air, and the next thing I see is there's another one with it. So I feel a lot of, with these birds, messengers, they're letting us know that the changes are happening. And we already know a lot of changes are happening. Just paying attention to what's going on in the world. But just seeing a lot of birds, I feel like represents the changes within self. Um, like with the owl representing wisdom, you know, now utilizing that wisdom and knowledge more so than we ever have before, being discerning with, the decisions that we make, but no longer being, because in this card there's a lot of shadow. There's light and dark, so it's a balance, that's also Libra energy. But she's standing there and she's got a bow and arrow in her hand and she's about to pull back. She's about to pull that back. See if you can see it. She's about to pull it back. And she's focused on something. So I feel like a lot of us have been working on something for a while now, because we've all kind of been in this holding pattern. That kind of reminds me of birds too, especially I saw some of these yesterday. They didn't look like vultures, but they may have been. They were big. The only reason I thought vultures was because they were circling. They were going in a circle. Hello, hello, Jesus Christ is King. Can you ask how your date with... I can't read it because for some reason I've got something in the way. Kurt, okay. How your date with Kurt will go. Okay. We'll see here in just a minute. I'm just finishing up the collective energy real quick of what we're dealing with right now. But with this card, like I said, that came out, courage and boldness, 32-5. There's a lot of changes going on in people's lives. But it's saying step into courage despite your fears. Be willing to take a risk in order to gain more. Speak your truth. So a lot of us are standing in our power, and with this light and dark on the card, we're balancing the light and the dark. That's Libra energy. 5 is change. 5 to me, especially being in Scorpio energy right now because it's a Scorpio season. Every single year, this is the time of year when things change. Relationships change. They either proceed to the next level, they get better, or relationships end. And this can be any relationship, friendship, familial type relationships, any type of relationships, honestly. But this is when everything changes. This is transformation. That's what Scorpio represents: is death and transformation, Phoenix energy, rising from the ashes. So I'm gonna. That was the card from the bottom, which to me is subconscious in a reading for one person, but for the collective energy, I just feel like our guides are just letting us know that this is the energy that we're aware of subconsciously. Some of us may not be like physically aware, but no worries. If you'll bear with me here, I will get to your question. I was just doing a quick collective reading, waiting on people to come on. So I just want to get one card from the ancestors and see um, anything that they want us to be aware of right now. Is there anything that with this energy? How are you feeling with this energy right now? Because we just had one eclipse. I believe it was last night. And then we'll have another one, I'm pretty sure, on the 28th with the full moon. This is new moon that we just had. So make sure you set your intentions on what you want to create. So if you want this this date with Kurt to go well, then set an intention, with yourself. Like he went through a huge cycle. Yeah. Yep. Endings and beginnings. That's quite a few cards that flew out. But yeah, that's Scorpio energy right there. A lot of people are ending cycles right now. Yep. And of course, first card that's under here is the renewal rebirth card, which is Scorpio card. It's the Phoenix. And it is a 41, another 5. Lots of changes going on. Examine what you resist discarding. So right now is the time in between these eclipses that we're looking at the stuff that, okay, do I want to keep this belief that I have, or do I want to keep this eating habit or whatever, or this habit, or, what do I want to change to be better for myself, to be for my highest good? What is it that I want to keep, or what do I want to let go of? And it's asking what you may be resisting letting go of. This is collective now, okay? Reassess what needs to be reviewed and renewed and given a fresh start. Clean up all things around you that are cluttering your life. I know I've been doing a lot of this lately. I have just been on a cleaning frenzy as far as going through every closet, pulling stuff out, pitching stuff. I'm like, why am I holding on to this? Because a lot of stuff we hold on to will create lack in our life, which will affect our finances. It just creates a lot of problems in our life. Like just old stuff. I've got like old wires that I come across, or old chargers, that kind of stuff. It's like, why am I holding on to this stuff? And a lot of it was just a belief system I had growing up, because my parents, they always held on to everything, you know. So it was a cycle that I had to break within myself. Um, the second card out was 31, which equals a 4, which is nature, Gaia. Respect the beauty of your body as you respect Mother Earth. Remain connected to nature. You are being protected. So they're just letting us know that, our ancestors are always with us. They're always guiding us. Your ancestors, your guides, your angels, they're always there. And we already know, God is within us. He's always there. Always, always, always. He's there. So, there's no worries, even though we do worry sometimes. But that is a 4. 4s represent your stability, our stability as a collective energy. So a lot of us are setting a new foundation. We're starting over. We've ended these big cycles and we're starting over new. The next card was a creativity, which is a 36, and that equals a 9. Now it's possible any of us have been seeing these numbers: 5s, 4s, 9s. 9s are right there at completion. That's a 4. That's another 4. 4, 4, 4. If you've been seeing nines or anything like that, that means that you've completed a cycle. You're getting ready to start a new one. But honestly, I feel like the collective, we've already, this whole holding pattern this entire year has been release, 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 release. What's mine as a belief system? What is not mine? What do I need to let go of? And that's what all of that has been up until this point of these eclipses, because we're supposed to this is the part when we let stuff go and we make new things. We're like, okay, that was past. That's the old me. That's not who I am. Those aren't my beliefs. These are my beliefs. I'm making new beliefs. I'm creating new things in my life, new prosperity, new peace. Last one, growth. Growth requires you to step out of your comfort zone, and that's kind of what I feel, because this was the card that was underneath, which was courage and boldness. We're being asked to be courage and bold, courageous and bold, step out. A lot of us have been hermit. I know I was, because there was some stuff that I still needed to work on within self. And we always have stuff, always. We're never totally fully healed from anything. It's learning the lesson so that we can utilize that appropriately in everything that we experience in our life. And that way we don't have to repeat the lesson. But it just says that the old must be left behind before growing into the new. And that's funny because that's what I just said. Hello, Rosella, Rose Girl. I'll be with you, sweetheart. I'm going to read right after this. I'm going to start with Jesus Christ is King. She was the first one in here. Or he, I'm not for sure. It doesn't matter to me. We're all masculine, feminine energy. So I don't really, that's one of those things I don't really worry too much about. So, but I was just doing a collective read. But that is the collective part. If you missed the collective reading, Rosella, you can always go back and watch it later, because I always leave my lives on my channel, and you can view them at any time. They are timeless as far as the collective energy goes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put these back. And Jesus Christ is King, since you're the first one. I'm going to show you 4 decks, and I want you to look at those decks. Yes, Rosella, you can ask your question. You can put it in the text, but I'm going to start with Jesus Christ is King, and then I will get to you and answer your question, okay? All right, so I will hold up these decks, and you tell me Jesus Christ is King. You tell me which one you resonate with. All right, this is the one I did the collective reading with, which is the Dream Oracle. There's that one. The other deck is the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. Whichever deck you feel drawn to. Sorry, I'm trying to get it in there where you can see it. Whichever one you feel drawn to is the one that I will ask the question. This one is Soul's Journey. And then if I need to clarify, I'll use one of the other decks to clarify with. And this one is the Numerology Oracle. So deck 1, 2, 3, or 4, or if you want, you can give a description. Soul's Journey? Okay. Let's see. Put that over there. All right. Your date with Kurt. Please provide guidance for their highest good and my highest good. Guidance. How will the date go? It's going to be prosperous. What's the situation? Let's provide guidance. Can I just shuffle until they tell me to stop? And just know that anything that comes out, whether I use a card or not, anything that comes out when I answer the question for you, and I usually somehow I'll use a reference to something that I've experienced in my own life to help describe um, the answer to your question. Sometimes, I mean, the majority of the time, that's how my guides come through to me because it's something I've already experienced in my own life. So I just wanted to let you know. On the bottom of the deck, you have patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Now, I will say this. I know a lot of us, and I have a lot of Sag in my chart. I have Sag in 6 planets. I'm a Scorpio sun. Oh, hello, Reedy Sharma. I'll be with you, sweetheart. I've got 2 others ahead of you. But I'm going to go ahead and finish up this reading here, and then I'll look back over the chat. But patience is one that, especially if you have a lot of fire in your chart, that's one of those that Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, this is one that we cringe at. But throughout the past couple of years, if you've been on your healing journey, um, this one um, probably is coming a little easier to you now as far as being patient with yourself. If you have that patience within yourself and knowing that whatever happens is meant to happen regarding this date, and you're able to release any energy that you have of resistance. So why I say that is sometimes when we get a little amped up, excited about something, we tend to focus a lot on it, and that'll create a resistance instead of being in the energy of allowing. So maybe take some time to be in like the present moment and see if, do things that make you happy, number one, because we did get that earth energy earlier with the collective reading. But it did talk about, you know, being bold and courageous. So, all right, they threw that one at me. Empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. Let's see what's on this. Purpose. I know what I am here to do. So, if this date is not, if it's with someone new that you've, just run into, come into contact with, what I'm getting with this empathy card, because it talks about being open to seeing both sides of a situation, whether it's somebody that you've just met or somebody that you already know. Yeah, if it's someone you've just met, the first thing I got off of this card was that there may be some conversations that you have that you may need to be patient with yourself. Like, okay, I'll use an example for myself. Like if someone talks to you about something that they've gone through or something that they're going through, the majority of us have gone through very similar things, believe it or not. And I've done a lot of studying about this with just psychology and stuff. But a lot of people have experienced a lot of the same wounds, just kind of in different ways. But the vibe I get from that is there might be some things that are discussed during the date that you might need to be patient, allow the conversation to flow freely. And I feel like the date will go really well as long as you have that energy about you. If you are in a space that you're open to seeing both sides, um, be patient with yourself, be patient with the other, and with this purpose being on the bottom here, I feel like, you may be someone who is already walking in your purpose at this time. Like you may be someone that people are drawn to, that they like to tell their stories too. I have this experience myself to where people just open up to me, people that I've never even met before will just randomly just start talking to me about really personal things. Um, and this may be part of your purpose, is you may be one of those that people love to confide in you about things. Um, but I feel like what this is saying is that if you can see from both sides of the situation and you can be patient with this and not try to rush it, take your time, know what you have learned on the journey this far. Like I was talking about with the overall collective energy reading, is taking what we've learned and utilizing that. We're letting go of the past, yes, but we've learned those lessons, so we utilize those in our new relationships, but we use those in a different way. We use them for our highest good. We do things differently. We talk differently. We answer differently. We're more patient with ourselves, and then we're also more patient with others by doing that. So I really feel like it's going to be really good. Um, Jesus Christ is King. So I hope that answered your question, or maybe helped you a little bit. Way people are drawn to you. Yeah. And I feel like, that's with that purpose card coming out. I feel like, that you may be someone who might be like a counselor or a spiritual counselor, or maybe that's something you might look into, especially if people are drawn to you and they feel comfortable with you and talk to you. I feel like that is part of your purpose, is to be that person that's able to listen and be open and have that empathy to see both sides. So I hope that helped you. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Um, let's see what we got next here. Let's see. Let me shuffle this one real quick. See what Rosella is. Rosella Rose Girl. What was your question? When will you receive and sign your LVMH contract? So when will you sign your contract? Okay. Give me a second and I will show you the decks. Now, if you saw the decks when I showed them earlier, if you saw the decks I showed earlier, you can just say whichever deck, or you can say deck 1, 2, 3, or 4. If you didn't see them, I will show them again. I'll just start over here, and this one is the Spirit Oracle Animal deck. It's very beautiful. For some reason, my camera just doesn't do it justice, Yeah, that's the Spirit Animal Oracle. It has really cute animal pictures on it. This one is the Soul's Journey, the one that I just used. I love this deck and the numerology deck. I use them a lot when I do readings in person. That's primarily what I do the majority of my time, but now I'm starting to do more lives to reach a broader audience. This one is the numerology oracle deck. I don't know if I can put it. Whichever one you are feeling drawn to. And the very last one is the Dream Oracle deck. So those are the 4. You can just say 1, 2, 3, or 4, or you can say whichever deck. One or four. If you want, I can show you again. This one is number one. Let's see if I can put it back here. Maybe you can see it better that way. Spirit animal. Seems like it doesn't focus as much when I get too close. That's number one. And this one is number four. Number four. Okay. Yeah, that deck, I use that one a lot too. That one, Soul's Journey, Numerology. Those are the primary three that I use when I do reads for people in person. I love these. And then this one is actually half of a deck. The other half is for the dream portion. So it's if you're wanting to pinpoint a certain dream or something like that. I usually don't use that side unless I'm doing a special dream reading for someone. But most of the time I just do those for me or my teenagers if they're having dreams. But I love the oracle side. It is very, very accurate. And I love the visuals on it. And I get a lot of things, excuse me, from these cards. All right. So you're wanting to know if you're going to get your contract, right? When you'll get it and when you'll sign for it. So, when will Rosella get this contract? Any guidance we can give to her? Okay, we got two out. We've got a 29 journey, which equals 11. So it's possible you've been seeing 11s, 111, 1111, anything like that, or even 29 or anything that equals an 11. The card says journey. Do things in a different way, take a new route, believe your life is only part of one long journey. Be prepared for adventure. And I feel like, because this card, I mean, you can see the road on that card, but do you see the moons in that card? You've got that giant one there, but then you have the one in the background. And that big one may be a planet, but, you know, first thing I get from this card is you got a lot of things changing. We got the eclipse. One happened just last night, and then there's a lot of things that are going to change in between these two eclipses because, you know, like I said, with the two moons there, we just had the one eclipse with the new moon, and then we'll have another one. Yep, 11/11. The next moon is, I believe, the 28th of October, and it is a full moon eclipse. Actually, I think that one's, it's a full moon, but it's a solar eclipse because we just had the lunar eclipse yesterday. So in between these two moons, there's going to be some changes going on for you. And a lot of us are going through this because it's Scorpio energy, Scorpionic energy. When we hit October, well, yeah, October, yeah, because October and November, it's half and half, you know, of each month is when the signs change over. But I believe it's the 20th or 22nd is when it changes over. Anyway, Scorpio energy is about transformation. Every single year during that time is when everybody goes through a lot of changes, relationship changes, life changes, new jobs, letting go of an old job, getting a new job. Your question was about a contract, signing new contracts. This Scorpio season is all about change, death, and transformation. Letting go of old, maybe letting go of an old job, starting a new one. I feel like that's the thing, with the Scorpio energy. I feel like it is going to go in between these two moons. The other card that came out with that was Flow, which is a 27, which equals a 9, and 9s are normally a completion of a cycle. So it's possible that you've completed a cycle with a job or a position like that, since your question was about a new contract. Let's see. You can't control life's events. You can only control how you deal with them. It's easier to go with the flow when life challenges you. Emotions can overflow unless you release them. So, and underneath this, because I'll tell you what I got off of this one here, but I want to show you this card first. And the card on the bottom is surrender. And what they're wanting you to surrender, because this is a 6 and it's a 46. That's a 10. That's a 1, which is starting over, right? Starting a new cycle, right? And it says, let go of the internal and external struggles in your life. Give up the fight to control others and situations. Relinquish your need to be right and surrender to a higher power. Yes, Ilias, in 1 second, I have another one in front of you. I'm currently reading for Rosella right now, but I will get to you. I have one other one after Rosella, okay? But you can put your question in there if you would like, or you can just hold on, okay? Thank you. But what I got, Rosella, for this flow, and personally, I will tell you from my own experience that control was a tough one for me, because it was a belief system. Everything that we live as adults is something we learned as a child. It all goes back to childhood. From birth to age 7 is our most formative years. So whatever you witnessed growing up, whether it was around parents, whoever raised you, whoever you were around the most. Thank you. I appreciate that. But whoever you were around the most, and I know in my life, my parents were very much about control. They wanted to control everything. And so what I get from this card is that with this contract that you're asking about, if you can release, because they're asking, it's like a double here with the flow and surrender. I feel like what your guides and ancestors are asking you to do is to ask yourself, do you have anything within you, because I still have this pop out from now, time and time, when I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm so ready to step out. I'm so ready to get this started. I'm so ready to help others and be in my purpose. I'm so ready for this to happen. And, I catch myself getting into that, what can I do? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? Do I need to set this up? What is it? Am I not doing something? You get up here. We get in the monkey mind thing, especially if you grew up in any way, shape, or form where there was some sort of control. controlling person, control tactic, controlling belief system, to where you were um, maybe felt like you, or you could, it could have been the opposite, where you felt like you didn't have any control, and I felt that as well, because I felt like I was controlled. I didn't feel like I didn't have control. It took me a while to figure that out. But I really feel like with this, they're telling you, if with this journey card, that, I feel within, you're going to know something about this contract in between these two moons, these two eclipses in October. Okay? The only thing you need to do, sweetheart, is go with the flow. Okay? If you have any control pop up within yourself, yeah. Oh, yes. I do know. I do know. And especially those of us that are stubborn, we will do the cycle over and over and over again, even though we keep getting beamed in the head, hey, you haven't figured this out yet. Some of us are super stubborn. Trust me, I know I'm one of them. But if you can go with the flow and surrender whatever this, whenever this control pops up, whether it was you were overly controlled as a child, whether it was you felt like you had no control, like you felt like, you didn't have a voice. If any of that pops up, surrender. Take a step back, say, okay, if you get too much up in your head about it, that'll create a blockage. It's like, and I used this analogy last night with the battery, and I heard another reader use it, but it makes a lot of sense. With you have to have a negative and a positive side of a battery for it to work, right? But if you are bringing in this energy of trying to control, because I've done this, I don't know how many times, too many times to list, but basically it's like flipping the magnets and putting them backwards, and they're pushing against each other. It creates a resistance. So if you want this contract, and this contract is for your highest good, they're asking you, when whatever this control is that pops up, if you can go with the flow, and if it pops up, because it will, and I know, because we get tested, and right now is release time, Scorpio energy transformation time. And that one card, talked about what, that was actually in the overall collective energy reading, where it talked about, what do you want to release and what do you want to hold on to? What do you want to repeat? What do you, want to learn from and let go of? So if you can go with this flow and surrender, sweetheart, I believe you will hear something in between these two moons, the moon we just had yesterday and the moon that we are going to be having. I believe it's the 28th, which is the other eclipse, which will be a full moon, which will be, full moons are about manifest, what you've created will manifest. You set your intention now. So if I was you, Rosella, go ahead and set your intention that this is what you're going to do. Is it you're going to release any blockages that you may have, as far as, trying to control a situation. You're going to allow it to flow to you. So whatever affirmations you use, definitely utilize those in this new moon energy, and that will create the outcome that you want. Just be patient with yourself, sweetheart. It's and I know. Yeah, for the longest time, in 2019, when I started on mine, I couldn't stand to hear the patience card. I mean, it doesn't bother me so much anymore. But you're welcome, sweetheart. You're welcome, Rosella. Okay, let me see if it'll let me scroll. scroll up. I know I had another one besides Elias. I think I'm saying that right. I thought there was, yeah. Rid Riddhi Sharma. Am I saying that right? Are you still in here? If you're still in here, can you type? Okay, there you are. Okay. All right. Okay, I see you. And you want the numerology oracle? Okay. All right. Did you type in your question? Let me look up real quick. When will you be able to relocate to Paris for your dream job? Probably in the upcoming weeks. So, is your dream job coming up in the upcoming weeks? Like, okay. And so you're just wanting to know when you're going to be able to relocate. Okay. Okay, you're waiting on the job offer. Okay. When will you relocate? All right. So numerology. Is it Riddhi? Am I pronouncing that correct? Riddhi. Okay. I wanted to make sure. All right. Let's see. Messages for Riddhi. When will Riddhi be able to relocate? Guidance, please. I appreciate you guys so much for coming into the live. If you would not, if you feel resonate with my channel, if you would like, share, subscribe, I would appreciate it if you resonate. I know my channel is not for everybody just because, all of us are on different timelines and we all have different readers that we're drawn to. But I do appreciate you all allowing me to read for you. All right. When will Riddhi be able to relocate? All right. On the bottom is teaching and learning. It's a 57. That equals a 3. Threes represent waiting. Kind of like in the tarot, you got your 3 of Wands. But your 3 also is a celebration card too, but you're basically waiting on your ships to come in. But with this teaching and learning, Manor Riez, I will get to you soon, hun. Right now, I am reading for Riddhi, and then I have Elias ahead of you. So if you don't mind waiting, I'll be with you shortly, okay? But with this teaching and learning, this is underneath. So I kind of feel like you've been trying to find this answer. Maybe you've been asking your guides or maybe asking others, I really feel like you've been asking your guides and ancestors, like asking them for a sign. Kind of in a holding pattern. A lot of us have been in a holding pattern. And that's just because our energy had to be purged. We had so much stuff that we had to release. And a lot of people were in accelerated ascension. We were all being just really rushed through, the last things that we needed to get taken care of so that we could step into this transformation that we're going through right now with these eclipses. Because with the one on the 28th, which is the full moon, that's the one when we're releasing old and we're stepping completely into the manifestation that we want. So Yeah. Well, if you're feeling a little cloudy right now, and that's natural, there may be some things, and this is fives have been coming out a lot for people, change, because it depends on what you have in your chart. Some people, this moon is pretty, like for me, this moon is amazing for me, but it's just because I'm a Scorpio and I'm very familiar. I've been seeing a lot of fives. Yeah, you're going through a lot of changes right now, hun. A lot of us have been. But I'm very comfortable in this Scorpio energy because I am a Scorpio sun. I'm very familiar with Scorpio death and transformation. I do it sometimes 3, 4 times a day um, with myself. So, but yeah, a lot of people are getting fives, and if you've been seeing them, that's just a confirmation. And the two cards you got out, I mean, this one moderation, and that one equals a 5. It's a 14. But let's see what's underneath. Adventure. Oh my gosh. You look at this. More fives. 5, 5, and then 5. And then on the bottom of the deck was another 5. And then this one is a 57. Another 5. So, man, you got lots of change coming. Either you're going through it right now, you've been through it, like you just had a bunch of stuff change, or you're getting ready to go through it. And I feel like you're getting ready to have a lot of change happen because you're asking about when is this, when will you relocate? So with all of these fives on the board, yeah, get ready. That's what I'm gonna say. Get ready. Yeah, get ready. And there's a lot of blue here. Blue represents throat chakra. You've got purple, which represents your crown chakra. You've got the blue, which is a bluish purple is third eye. And this one is green, which represents heart chakra and moderation. So, okay. 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 So with this one, with the moderation, since you are going to be going through a lot of change, they're asking you to not overload yourself. Do not overload yourself. I know you're going to feel overwhelmed. Like I said, with all this is a lot of fives. This is a lot of change. A time frame 20, 12, wow, 5, 10, 15, 20. Dude, I'm sorry, I just say dude, but that doesn't mean you're a male or female. But like I said before, I don't do the whole male female thing. But I just added all these together and it equals a 23. And you know what a 23 is? 2 plus 3 is 5. so, so either um, what is today, anyways? What is today? The 16th? It can be the 23rd. It can see, and that's what I mean, it can mean 2023 because it equals a 23, but it breaks down to a 5. So I kind of feel like it's going to happen this year. Yeah. I feel like with that 23, it's going to be this year before the end of the year. Um, I mean, it could be on the 23rd of this month, but I mean, because this is a lot of fives. I'm talking major change, major. And if you are open to this and you've done all of your shadow work and your healing stuff and you're ready for the new and you don't have any resistance and you're in a good flow state, which I feel that you are to have all these fives, because you've got change, adventure, moderation, teaching, and learning. And I feel like, whatever this is that you're doing, this relocation that you're going to be doing, I really feel like you are going to be doing something that may involve teaching and learning. Um, we are all teachers and students, regardless. But, I'm not for sure, but I feel like something that you're doing involves teaching and learning, and it can be anything. I mean, even what I do here is teaching and learning, but I mean, it can be in any genre, honestly, because I listen to songs and songs teach me things, stuff that I look back at music from the 70s and 80s because I'm a 70s baby. And especially the 70s music, I used to think those songs didn't make any sense, but now that I see things differently, um, a lot of those singer-songwriters really were enlightened and had a higher understanding. Um, but I feel like some of this involves teaching and learning. But they're just mainly iterating to you that they want you to be patient with yourself. Yeah, yeah. So just be patient with yourself. Lots of changes. So if you start feeling overwhelmed, make sure you are taking the time that you need to be taking care of you, because you have to take care of yourself. Always make sure you're giving yourself that self-love. You're taking that time you need. If you get, tired, make sure you're resting, eating, all those things that we've learned now to take care of our vessel, not just the physical vessel, but the mental one as well. We have to take care of everything. Okay. So I hope that helped you read again. I appreciate you allowing me to read for you. I hope that helped you in some way. You're welcome, hun. Lots of change. Get ready. Oh, gotta move my leg. All right. So next we had. All right. Who was after Elias? Elias, are you still in here? I believe Elias was next. I think. I don't know if. Okay. Yeah. Coming for you. Okay. Elias, are you in here? Okay. So your question was, what do I see coming for you? Like, what do I see coming for you next? So do you just want a hello, White Swan? I've got a couple ahead of you. I'm taking care of Elias right now, and then next will be I don't even know if I can pronounce that one. Manor Riaz, and then I will get to you, White Swan, if you have no problem waiting. I'll be right with you. Okay. Real quick, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to jot the names down real quick just so I don't lose track. So Elias and Manor, and White Swan. Okay, so I will do a general energy read for you, Elias, like, you know, what's coming your way. And I will let you choose from these 4 decks unless you already know which deck you want. If you want, you can say 1, 2, 3, or 4, or you can say the specific deck, because I'm pretty sure you were in here. What is happening and what will happen? Okay. I'm pretty sure you were in here when I showed the 4 decks earlier. If I can show them again. This one is the Spirit Animal Oracle. This one is the Soul's Journey. This one is the Numerology Oracle. And the 4th deck is it's the Dream Oracle. Okay. So which one would you like, Elias? Which deck? Which one resonates with you? And if any of you would like to support the channel, my information is on my channel. It will show my Cash App information, anything like that, if you would like to donate or anything like that. Completely up to you. The Soul's Journey? Okay. Yes, I love that deck. I use this one for all of my personal reads. I do like I was saying earlier, and I don't know if you guys were in here, but I primarily do Souls or Dreams. Would you like to see them again? Because I can show them both to you again, and that way you can figure out which one. I would rather you have one that it almost looks like that Oracle one, the one on the right. This one's the Soul's Journey, and this one's the Dream Oracle. So, whichever one you feel drawn to. With that card sliding down, it makes me wonder. I kind of feel like they want me to take that card. So, Dreams, yeah. And I'm going to pull that card because I feel like it needs to be seen. I set this other deck down. Oh, there's 2. They may not even need me to shuffle here. Okay. So you were wanting to know what is happening and what will happen. The 2 cards that came out was Healing, 51, which equals a 6, and Relationships, which is a 39, which equals a 12, which breaks down to a 3. So 3, 6. It's possible you can be seeing 3s or 6s in any way, shape, or form. 51, 39, anything that would add up to a 6 or 3. But it says, heal past wounds with forgiveness and awareness. By healing yourself, you can become a healing force to others. Physical healing can happen once your wounds have been confronted. And then the relationship card, and I'll show you here in just a minute, okay? New partnerships are coming your way. Reassess present relationships and leave behind those who do not support you. Be clear what you are committing to. So, I feel like with these two coming out, these were the two that slid down. I feel like while you've been on your healing path, you have been, there might be a specific relationship, is what I'm getting from this card. There's a specific relationship, and this doesn't have to be romantic, but I'm kind of feeling that vibe that it is a romantic relationship, or it can be more than one, that you've dealt with in your lifetime. Because sometimes we tend to hold on to things from, hurts, past hurts, and things like that from relationships that we've experienced. But I feel like you understand the healing process. But they're letting you know that once you can see that any relationship that you go through in your life, any experience you have in your life, remember, everything is happening for you, not to you. And I know sometimes, yeah, oh yeah, I know. Trust me. I know, sweetie. It's what I had to do was, during my healing process, I had to journal, and it does help a lot. Write down everything that you have experienced in every relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic, but I feel like, with this card coming out, there might be a certain pattern in your romantic relationships. And every relationship we have in life all goes back to our first relationship, was the relationship with our parents, what we witnessed growing up, what we learned from our parents. What did we witness? What did we see? What did we hear as children? From birth to age 7 is our most formative years. And we tend to take on what we witness, we see that is, oh, that's how relationships work. And from my own personal experience, I witnessed a lot of things that I created in all of my own relationships throughout my life. And, I'm 49. And I had a lot of relationships that I had to look back, and I realized, wow, every single one of those relationships represented how my parents acted and treated each other. And I was just basically reenacting their life because I thought that's what a healthy relationship was. And it was something I had to learn that was not my own belief system. It wasn't what I deserved. It wasn't what I wanted. Um, and there's a lot. There's a lot that, goes into that. And it involves, feeling like I'm just, from my own personal experience, I dealt with self-worth issues and not feeling like I had a voice, not feeling like my voice mattered, not feeling like, I was even worthy of a good relationship. Just, I thought that's what I deserved, because I thought that's what a good relationship was, because that's what I believed. That's what I grew up around, you know? When will everything be okay? Sweetheart, it's baby steps. Just take one step at a time. But the main thing is focus on you. Focus on your healing. A lot of us, when we start on this healing journey, you kind of have to take a step away from people, places, and things, in order to find your own energy, Find who you really are, who you are, not who you were told you were, not who your parents or whoever raised you, whatever those beliefs told you that you were, not who your teachers told you were. Any of those things, it's a weeding process. You got to go through and pluck out those weeds. Write it down in a journal. Everything you experience in every relationship, and see the similarities, and then look back and see if that was something that you experienced growing up. And that'll kind of help you pinpoint what it is that you need to pluck out, because whatever it is not, doesn't sit right with your soul. Your soul knows. That's why you get frustrated. That's why you feel that frustration, because your soul knows. It's telling you, it's like, no, whatever this is going on with this relationship, whatever this issue is something that your soul knows is not your true authentic you. It's not serving you. And once you start, and I did this because it helped me so much, I started writing things down on paper, especially if there's stuff that you wanted to say and you didn't get to say, especially as a kid, like, I always heard the children were to be seen and not heard. So I had to stuff a lot of things down. Felt like I didn't have a voice. So I wrote everything down that I didn't get to say as a kid. And then anytime there was a full moon, I would write it down on paper in ink, and I would go outside and do a burn ceremony. I would put it on a little grill and light it on fire and let it go. And that might be something that might help you with this healing process. And just be patient with yourself. Okay, we all have different ways of dealing with this stuff, and you're not alone. Okay, don't ever feel like you're alone. Your ancestors are always there with you. They're letting you know that they're with you. And the bottom was Gaia, which is the number 4, which talks about, 4s are about foundation. And everything will be okay. It's a process, and everyone that decides to take this healing journey, this healing path, and obviously if you're watching Oracle and Tarot and things like that, you're wanting more. You're wanting more for yourself, because your soul knows that you deserve better. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to have great relationships. You deserve to be in peace and prosperity and have a great job and do the things that you love, and don't feel bad. Don't beat yourself up. What I had to do was I kind of had to take the emotion away from the situation and kind of look at it like a computer program and say, okay, if a computer is going to be updated, they have to get rid of the, they update the software. So they kind of get rid of the old stuff, and then they put new programming in. Okay. If you can look at some of that, it does help, because then you take that emotion part out. Don't be afraid of emotion. I mean, you do need to let that out. Don't hold that crap in, because that will create disease within your body. And you don't want that. You're wanting to take better care of yourself and show yourself more self-love. So release. Journal. Some people do the voice thing where they talk into a phone, but I like to do pen to paper, because when you write it in pen, it's permanent. Then you can light that puppy on fire. And now is the best time to do it, right here in between these eclipses. It's the best time to start letting go. The best time. And you will feel so much better. You will feel like you have taken it's like carrying a backpack of bricks around. And then every time you let go of something, you pull a brick out, throw it out on the ground. And then eventually you get to where that backpack will be empty. You won't have that stuff anymore. And you'll be able to build a firm foundation with that number 4, the Gaia card. Basically, you're rebuilding your foundation right now, is what I just got. You're rebuilding your foundation. That's why you're looking for a new job. That obviously that other job was not serving you for your highest good, so it had to go away. So if you can see everything as everything is happening for you, not to you, it's happening for your highest good. And I even had to repeat that for the past 4 years. I had to tell myself so many times, this is happening for me, not to me. This is for my highest good. Everything is always happening for my highest good. It's good to have affirmations because it helps keep you from falling back into, you know, the old belief systems, you know. And I will read this bottom of this Gaia card real quick. Respect the beauty of your body as you respect Mother Earth. Remain connected to nature. You are being protected. So like I said, your ancestors are letting you know. They're with you. Always. You are being guided and protected. I feel like spending some time, with this card coming out, this Gaia card, this is the nature card. If you spend some time outside in nature, I feel like that'll help you as well. Even if you can go out in nature and journal, or if you like to do things outside, that would be great too. I really think that will help you, especially during times, that if you're just starting on your healing journey. I spent 2019, the summer, the entire summer of 2019. I would go to the lake almost every night and just sit there and just listen to some music and relax and just listen to the water and the birds and things like that and just relax, you know, being watched by your guides, your ancestors and guides, angels. We're all energy, honey. Every bit of us, all of us, everything is energy. So we're all connected. I mean, everything. Plants, animals. We're all made up of the same stuff. So with your reading, I feel like, it's just something that I know it's hard. The the healing journey isn't easy. And you just have to believe that you will. It's all about you, okay? Just like it's about me. It's about every person. You are the creator of your reality. So if you believe and know that you'll get out of this loop, then you will. It's all about what you believe. Okay? I mean, I hope that helped you, Elias. And I appreciate you allowing me to read for you. I hope that it give you some guidance. And I send you a lot of love. And just know that you're not alone. There's a lot of us that are going through this, have gone through this. And there's a lot of good readers that can help during this time. When I first started on my journey, that's all I could do because anyone that was around me locally, nobody understood. They were like, they just think I'm weird. They think, something's wrong with me. I'm crazy or whatever. I'm crazy. I'm a devil or whatever. I've heard so many different things. I don't even care. But I mean, it's just funny. But that's what I have for you, Elias. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. And just take your time, baby steps, okay? Thank you so much. Please hit the like button, share, subscribe, and whatever you feel, if you feel drawn to do so. I appreciate you. Okay, next we have Manor. Manor. Is Manor still in here? I know sometimes my reads take a little long, but I have to get the message out that needs to be heard. Riaz Gatter, are you in here still? I'm not for sure if Manor is still in here. Manor Riaz. Change after that for better, or we could get together. Okay. If Manor doesn't say anything, then I will go ahead and read for you, White Swan. Okay. I'll just take a drink real quick and see if they pop up. Stretch a little bit here. Yeah, sitting crisscross for a little while. And it starts getting you. I'm not for sure. Yeah, I've been on for an hour and 22 minutes. So, all right, White Swan. It looks like they may have left. Let me look up and see. You asked a question, didn't you? When will the Arnault family offer my job based on my passion project? Do they have good intentions, or is it just business oriented? So, thank you. I know they're like my favorite. I love the ones with the moons and the stars, and they're so comfy. I got to be comfy. You know, I'm all about comfort. Um, so basically, are you wanting to know about? So generally, you're wanting to know about this collaboration. Are you collaborating with them, or are they offering you a job? Like, will you be working for them, or are they going to work with you to do something that you're passionate about? Like, assist you in some way? It's a collaboration? Okay. Do you know which deck that you would like? Which one you were drawn to? If you want, I can hold them up again. Do you want me to hold them up again? You'll be somewhere in the middle. The animal one? Okay. All right. I love this deck. I got this deck a long time ago. I don't use it a whole lot though. I think because I'm so drawn to animals anyways. I pay attention to the animals in my house, and then also the animals outside, you know, so I get messages from them all the time. So I guess that's why I don't use this deck a whole lot. Oh, bless you. Which one's sneezing? One of my kitties is sneezing. Bless you, honey. What was that? Simba. Okay, so I got two back there that are being a little feisty. I got one that's a little sneezy. So the animals, they are talking. So with that, I'm kind of getting with, with my, it's like I've got 4 cats, but I've got 2 in there right now. You will work for them, both like your idea. I can't see what that other word is. There's a heart over the top. I don't know why they do that. But what I got from my cats with the two males, they're in play energy right now, but like feisty energy, like okay, work with them on your idea, but on your idea. So a collaboration with them about your own idea. So from the cats, I'm getting a feisty energy. I mean, I had the one that started sneezing right off the bat. So I'm kind of getting, but when she sneezed, it kind of sounded like a hiss, and then I heard the other 2 playing around. So the vibe I'm getting off of that, and we'll see what comes out in the cards, is there might be some back and forth about this collaboration. There might be some things that they might challenge you on, maybe. Or it can just be a playful. Like I said, they're in play mode right now. It's kind of early for them, though, because usually they hit full on zooming mode about 3 a.m. So there can be some, I feel like there's some things that they may challenge you about, or they may ask you, not necessarily challenge, but I feel like they may question you, or they may try to test your boundaries on, like they may try to get you to change something about this, like about your project, about your idea. They might possibly ask you to change something. That's what I'm getting, especially from my 2 males being in that playful energy, but kind of like pounce energy, you know? And the one that sneezed, but it sounded like a hiss because I wasn't for sure at first, but that's definitely what I'm getting for that. But let's see what's on the cards. In the bottom of the deck is Moth Spirit. Surrender now, it's a 39. You may be seeing 3s or 9s. That equals a 12, which also equals a 3, which means, obviously 3s are about waiting on your ships to come in. So I don't know if you've researched Tesla's law at all. The 369. That just popped into my mind because I've been researching that for about a year now, different things, but I know it's 369 is the numbers, Tesla's numbers. But with that red, on that card, I'm getting like fiery energy. But it says surrender down here. But let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle, and I'm going to see what cards your ancestors, what they want you to know about this situation. Is this a good situation? A good opportunity for her for a collaboration? Is this for her high school? Or his? I'm not for sure, but I'm 10. Okay, this card is a 19, but it equals a 10. So you're starting something new, which we already established. But immediately what I got with this, Because on the bottom it says dog. It's dog spirit. Be loyal to what you love. So remember earlier when I told you that the way my cats were acting, I felt like they're possibly going to challenge you or ask you to change something about your idea. And this card just basically reiterates that to me, because it says be loyal to what you love. If this is your passion project, this is something that you want to do, and it's something that you feel drawn to, your purpose, your life's purpose. Don't waver, because I feel like they're either going to ask you to change something about it, or you're going to be tested in some way with this collaboration. And I don't know if it's going to be a situation where they're going to try to get you to do something different, like to meet their needs more than for your own. But your ancestors are telling you they want you to be loyal to you first and foremost. So um, don't second guess yourself. And then on the bottom of the deck is 61, which equals a 7. And it says, it's turkey spirit, give with gratitude and grace. So I feel like whatever this passion project is, this thing that you're collabing about, I feel like it's I really feel like it's something that is it's part of your path. It is part of your life's purpose, what you're here to do. Especially with that being a 7. 7 is a very spiritual number. 7 is a very spiritual number. I think some people say it's God's favorite number. Or I think it's one of the ones that's mentioned in the Bible a lot, along with the number 12. I think those are the two numbers that are mentioned the most. I think, yeah, because it's like 7 horses. And so I've read things and I've studied a lot, but there's a lot of stuff I don't remember either. But okay, you've had dreams about it. So that's those those dreams. Do you have prophetic dreams or premonitory dreams? Like if you've had it multiple times, if you've had it multiple times, that's a premonition. Uh, Either meaning that it is something you've already seen going to happen, or it can also be something that you've done before in a previous life. I'm a firm believer. I mean, that's just my own personal belief. I'm not trying to put my beliefs on anybody else, but I believe that we've been here before, more than once. Some of us, you know, a lot of us. This is none of our first rodeos, I don't believe. Um, but with that gratitude and grace card, I really feel like whatever this passion project is something that you feel very strongly about. And like I said, with my cats, um, doing that because normally which is getting close to 3 o'clock now, but normally around 3 a.m. is when they get the zoomies and they start playing and get in pounce mode. But um, with Simba doing that and Marvel, and they're kind of doing their little play thing, I I think that means you're going to get. I really do feel it. you're going to get challenged in some way, shape, or form. Especially with this being, this was the underneath card when I shuffled your deck, and it's red, and it says surrender now. But I feel like what they're asking you to surrender is being in your head about it. Let's see. Have a meaning, right? Yeah. Well, and a lot of dreams are, they never, hardly ever mean usually what they are in the dream, especially the random ones. It's usually having to do with something. Now, if it's a repetitive dream, then usually it's something that's already happened or something that you see that's going to happen. So, former life or this lifetime. Um, but I feel what they're asking you to surrender is this worry about the collaboration. Like, don't get too much in your head about it, and don't some compromise is okay, but be balanced. Don't, because I kind of get this whole vibe with this to where it's about your own personal morals or values, and I kind of just feel like that's what's going to be challenged. So your guides and ancestors are saying, with this is 19, this is a 1, this is starting over, from the beginning, but they're telling you to be loyal to what you love. And I love that card. It's so cute. I mean, he's just so adorable, and he looks so happy. So don't you just worry whether their intentions are good or not. Well, like I said, I did get that challenge energy. And you may, I feel it with also with this, if you allow it to flow, you'll be able to use your intuition and know in the situation. But I do feel like there is going to be a challenge. I feel like right off the bat, kind of like that happened in the very beginning when I first started shuffling those cards. That happened like instantly with my cats. First, it was Chloe, and then it was Simba and Marvel, like right after. So I feel like what you're gonna know right off the bat. It's not something that your intuition is gonna tell you right off the bat if this is gonna be the right thing or the wrong thing. I feel that. The thing is just remember that everything is always happening for your highest good. So if for some reason this collaboration doesn't happen, know that it was for your highest good. If something does happen like that. Yeah, I know, and that can make it tough. I went through something very similar too, you know. So I know how you feel. Um, but it's one of those that you will know instantly. If you don't already know now, if you are you at all, if you're at all questioning, I mean and you are, because you question, you're asking if it's going to be a good collaboration. But that can also be a self-sabotage too, so be very careful. You don't want to self-sabotage. You don't want to get too worried about it and then manifest what you've been worrying about. So be mindful of what you're thinking, okay? So if you want this to be a good deal, if you want this deal to go through and everyone to be on the same page and have the best intentions for your highest good and their highest good, then that would be the intention. You do have a feeling that the owner is a past life father figure. Okay. And it's possible. Um, it's very possible, especially if you get that feeling. I mean, it's all basically, you'll know right off the bat. I mean, and it can be a playful thing. Like I said, they were in play mode. Um, so either way, I stand by you're going to know right off the bat. Whenever this meeting happens, whenever this conversation or whatever happens, you're going to know right off the bat. It just, the main one, the underneath, the surrender now. They're just wanting you to surrender. So any worries that you may have about the situation, because you don't want to manifest anything bad, What you think about, you bring about. What you are within, you project outwards. So if you're projecting out good energy, then that's what you'll get back. Time frame for offer or meeting. Let's see, we've got 12, that's 3, 4, 11. So 11, that can be November, or it can also be 2. It can honestly be any of these. I feel like a lot of people are going to feel a lot of stuff. I feel like a lot of people, honestly, there's so much going on between now and the 28th. So I feel like it's going to be either between now and that next eclipse, or it might be directly after that last eclipse. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I can, real quick, I'll just, let me see what's on this. On the bottom of the numerology oracle deck is a 9, completion. So with you already having the 19, which equals a 1 on the board, that could be January. This one, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, September. That can be September. But I really feel like it's going to be sooner than that. I feel like this is just showing completion. But I can shuffle this deck to see if it'll give us a time frame. What do we have for time frame for this? collaboration on this passion project. White Swan. All right. The bottom of the deck is a 3 and it says happy ending. Well, the equals a 3. Well, but since it's 12, 9 and 3 is a 12. So maybe December. Because we're asking for a time frame. Then let me shuffle it. Okay, thank you. So between, I would say, since December was on there, December and between December and April. Because that equals a 13 and then breaks down to a 4. So 4 would be April. It was supposed to be December, but it got delayed. Yeah, a lot of people got delayed during September. Because transformation time is October. Well, it's, unless it's Libra Scorpio, and that's like the 22nd of September. But that's when Scorpio season starts, which is change. But there may have been something that just wasn't ready yet. So don't stress or worry about if it was delayed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and your moon is about your emotions. And you're rising, yeah. So you're super intuitive because the card that was on the bottom was a 22 intuition. So deep inside, you already know. I feel like you already know how this is going to go, but you being a Gemini, okay, I have a daughter. Like my youngest is a Gemini, and my mother is a Gemini, so I'm well understanding of Gemini energy. I have it in my chart as well, just not in my prominent 3 or some of my other prominent planets. But as a Gemini sun, you constantly have to deal with the balance, especially with having a Libra moon, that's emotion. So that's, balancing your emotions. And you got to balance out the Gemini twins. And then having the Scorpio rising. With you being Gemini, try to stay out of your head. And I know that is so hard for a Gemini. My daughter and my mom both are always in their head. And you've got double air there, Gemini and Libra in your top 3. So that's a lot of air energy. So that's going to be part of your test, is to stay out of your head during this time, through these Scorpio energy and through these eclipses. Try to go with the flow as much as possible. And I feel like that's probably what that surrender energy is about. Surrender now. And seeing that card that came out was physical activity. But that surrender now card, Red gives me very fiery energy, but they're asking you, surrender the monkey mind, the worry, you know, the constant being in your head. I know it's difficult. I think I have 3 planets in Gemini in my chart, and I have Libra in there as well, but not in my top. But I have more fire than anything. But I feel like when you get in these mental states by this physical activity card coming out, this will help you. Hello, Chalet or Chally. I don't know. Did I say it right the first time or second time? But White Swan, I feel like with this physical activity, um, they're telling you, since I know we were using the numerology for like a time frame confirmation, but honestly, we have free will, so it all really depends on our own energy as to when it's going to happen. So what they're saying is, in these times when you get stressed out, when you get in your energy, um, when you get up in the Gemini Libra energy, the twin energy, back and forth, up in your head, monkey mind, physical activity is going to be your friend. Whether it's you go for a walk in nature, and if it's too cold wherever you live, go for a walk in a store somewhere, a big store, somewhere where you can just walk around. You can either walk at a fast pace, slow pace, whatever, or just do some sort of physical activity, whatever you like to do. It can be anything. It can be dance. I love to dance. I dance around my house all the time. My kids think I'm crazy half the time. I don't care. If I feel like dancing, I'm going to dance. And dancing is good for you too, because it brings joy, and that will help you get out of your head. Because I really think that is what's causing. I just got that. That is what's causing the delay. Because you said you felt like it was supposed to be September. You're in your head too much, and it's kind of like creating a barrier for this manifestation to come through. So just release. When you get up in your head too much, go outside, do what you love to do, garden, dance, whatever it is. Everybody has their own thing. Do that, and that's going to help you speed this along. Release anything that you need to release, whatever this is about the surrender. And I really feel like the surrender, especially with that being a moth, to me that resembles air, because it's a creature that flies. So to me, that represents air. And I feel like they're just reiterating, get out of your head. Get out of your head. Stay out of your head. And I think this, like I said, the intuition. Oh, look, and under that, self-discipline, It's just, basically, I look at self-discipline as like just regulating yourself, just being like, recognizing when you're in your head, saying, oh, okay, I'm up here. I need to take a step back, do what brings you joy to get out of your head. I really think that's going to assist you tremendously during this time, during this situation, in this meeting, this collab. Yeah. So I hope that helps you, White Swan. I appreciate you allowing me to read for you. If you would hit the like, share, subscribe on your way out. It was wonderful reading for you. All right. Chally. I don't know if I pronounced that. Oh, Shaylee. Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you for putting that on there. I will show you the 4 decks, because I don't know if you saw them, if you were on. And then if you want, you can just type your question in. The first deck is the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. The next deck is the soul's journey. And I want you to go with the one that you're most drawn to. Yep, I can sure do that for you. The third deck is the Numerology Oracle deck. I know, I'm sorry, my lights, it makes it hard to see the decks. Especially this one, because this one's a purple. I love this deck, though. And it has sacred geometry on it. And then the last one is the Dream Oracle deck. Okay, so which deck were you most drawn to? Okay, Soul's Journey. All right, and just general love reading for Shaylee. General love. Are you feeling the love with this moon? I know I've been watching a lot of love. Well, I've been doing that for years. I watch love stories. I'm a sappy romantic. But yeah, um, I'm real comfortable in Scorpio energy. So this moon feels amazing to me. And definitely been feeling it, listening to a lot of love songs, just feeling that good energy. Maybe you are too. I don't know. How you feeling with this moon? It's transformation energy, so it can be intense to some. I know certain years when I was going through my healing journey, it was pretty tough. You too. You have your chart ruler in your Mars, Saturn, and Pluto in Scorpio. Oh yeah, so you should be very comfortable in this energy. Yeah. Yeah, me too. I mean, there were years that Scorpio was tough on me, but it's always tough on us, especially with a lot of Scorpio. You've got a lot of Scorpio in your chart. I've got more Sag than you Scorpio, which is fire, which tests me consistently. The moon made exact opposition to your progressed Venus and conjuncted your progressed rising. Oh, wow. And seeing, I've learned a lot. Like, I can do birth charts for people, but when it comes into the oppositions and the progressions, the squares, and all of that stuff, I still haven't learned that part. So I haven't gotten there yet. I've delved into so many different modalities, but as a Scorpio, you probably have too. We love to study. We love to go to the depths. And we want a partner that does that, We want someone in our life that gets us, to the depths. I got that Pirates movie just then when I said that. The one with Davy Jones, I think. I think that's what it says. Yeah. That's where I started back 2018. I started being interested more. I mean, when I was a kid, I loved looking at the stars and stuff like that. But I started with astrology. And then I started being interested. Well, before astrology, it was religions. I studied different religions, Buddhist, and so many different ones. And then, of course, I had to study all of the different things, that were hidden, all the hidden stuff. Scorpios love things that are hidden, the forbidden stuff that we're not supposed to know about. We love digging it up and finding it out, that kind of stuff. Let's see what's on the bottom. All right, on the bottom, you've got perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to, which is purple. And that, well, purple is crown chakra. So what I think with this card when I get this, perseverance, that's true Scorpio fashion right there. That's like representation of a Scorpio. And honestly, if you're anything like, I mean, man, we'll make it through anything. Like, people don't understand. And then they don't even know half the stuff we've been through because we hide it all. And then we come out just looking pretty. We're like, what? No, no, that wasn't that bad. Meanwhile, when we were going through it, we probably, but yeah, perseverance I got with that. Um, you'll stick it out in a situation. Like I said, to the depths. Man, we as Scorpios, we will if we take somebody in, man, we don't want to let them go. It's like that's like the hardest thing for a Scorpio to understand that we have to. Yes, we are, and we don't want to give up. No, we're like, what? Give up? What? No, no, we don't give up. Yeah, that's we have a lot of that perseverance and that loyalty. Yeah. General relationship. What card do we have? But yeah, it's funny because I resonate with that. Just continuously trying to. Yeah, I'm not taking all that. No, that was like half a deck. Yes, I know Scorpios are deep. It takes half a deck to describe us. Just one card, please. Relationship. Are you looking like single, or are you curious about a relationship you're already in? Let's kind of get it a little more. Are you in a relationship, or are you looking like single or looking or whatever? One card, please. They may want me to shuffle again. Single. There was a Capricorn, but is it gone, or is it up in the air, or or is it almost over, or did it just end? Just end, maybe. Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. And growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Let's see what's under that. Grief. Okay. He messaged you today after 5 weeks of no contact. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Mercury's in retrograde. I don't know. I'd have to check because there were so many planets in retrograde for such a long time. I don't know. Do you know? I usually know if Mercury is in retrograde, but I think it's direct right now because normally that's when people come back. I mean, immediately, like I said, with that perseverance card, I feel like you want to continuously, because I know how Scorpio energy is. We are stubborn. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It already went direct. I think Venus is direct now too. Um, because we're stepping into cuffing season, when people are getting back, people are finding their mates, their soulmates, especially now, those that have gone through done a lot of healing work. And I feel like you have done a lot of healing work. And that's what you're currently working on, is expanding your consciousness and your awareness with this growth card. But right underneath that growth card was grief. So either this past relationship with this Capricorn brought up some stuff. It may have been an old belief system, an old pattern, or there was something that you were already grieving when you met that person. But either way, you've grown from that. And it's possible that you are still going through some grief, but I kind of feel like you're getting to, well, let's see, blame. Yeah, you're accepting responsibility. So I feel like you're at the point of acceptance of whatever this grief was. And it could have very well be regarding this issue with this Capricorn, or it can just be an old belief system or an old pattern um, that you had to release. And it may have caused you a little grief, especially having all that Scorpio in your chart. You probably have the tendency to hold on to stuff, hold on to situations, um, things that people have said to you, because you're probably very empathic. You feel a lot of energy, and you take that energy in. It's true Scorpio fashion to where we consistently blame ourselves over and over and over. And we sting ourselves like insanity. I mean, we are our own worst nightmare, really. People can hurt us, but then we continuously sting ourselves over and over and over and over and over again because we ask ourselves over and over again what we did wrong, or um, why didn't I do this, or the coulda, woulda, shouldas, true Scorpio fashion. Um, or it could have been a situation like I dealt with, that was very intense, but true Scorpio fashion, I'm very stubborn, and it takes a lot to get me to budge. And it took a lot. It took a very good teacher to show me the wounds that I didn't want to face. Um, and it was very intense. And it was hard for me to see that, you know, he was reflecting my own wounds back to me. I was reflecting his to him, and he was reflecting mine to me. Um, and anytime a relationship goes away, whether the person, I mean, people don't have to die for us to grieve. So I feel like you went through this grief, and you may still have some left over this situation. And but I feel like with this growth, you're getting to the point of acceptance, which is the last part of the processes of grief. Just like as if you would lose someone to death. When someone passes away, there's a process, there's stages you go through. But when you get to acceptance, that's the final part, and then you can let it go. But I'm wondering if you are very similar to me in the aspect of feeling like you have to make a situation work no matter what. I mean, I grew up in a family um, that no matter what, they stayed together. No matter, how many times they hurt each other and how awfully they talked to each other and all the other craziness, whatever, everything that happened that went down. They stayed together, but that was that era, you know. I'm a 70s baby. So I felt like in my own relationships that, man, I'm going to stick this out. I'm going to persevere. I can do this. No. It's like, I know. I know exactly how you're feeling with this situation. But you've got to look at too, the whole no contact thing. Was there any part within yourself that you were unsure? Because we reflect energy. So if there was anything within you that felt withdrawn, then he would mirror that energy. So if you were withdrawn, then he would withdraw. You see what I'm saying? Um, so what else would that be? Another word, standoffish or anything like that, or maybe just because you were fearful. I mean, that one too. That one can create a. It's almost like a wall. Yeah, it's almost like a wall. Yeah, and that's why I think that grief card was underneath that growth. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And that's the love that you feel. And, I still have love for all the people that I have experienced in my life, but the last one was pretty intense. And I thought that person was the one. Because, man, I gave everything. But I also gave a lot of stuff that I had been holding in, you know. Like I said, he reflected my wounding and I reflected his. And both of us were in bad shape when we met. So it was pretty intense. Um, but I feel like with this grief that you're going through is teaching you about you. It's showing you that with this perseverance, this is a pattern or a belief system. And I guess it's just knowing that you don't always have to, you shouldn't have to make anything work. It should just work. And if you two separated and come back, go within yourself and see, because I feel like with this, like I said, this grief card, there may be something that you still, there might be another cycle that you have to go through with this person. Because there's still sadness, there's still some grief there. And then underneath the grief card was blame. Um, so with that blame card, and you said, yes, he really hurt me. Um, when you can step into a space of understanding that everything is always happening for you, not to you. We are the creators of our own reality. So what I do is, and this is what I've done for years, and well, not now because I'm not in any type of romantic relationship because I I've been to myself for like the past 2.5 years. But that was for my own healing, so I could understand my own energy. But when we're in a state of blame, there's something there. And it can be a pattern. Like, I was in this pattern for a long time. I thought everything was just happening to me. I'm like, I just completely had a totally different mindset than what I do now. And I just, I always told people, I was like, I must have this. If you're an asshole, please talk to me on my forehead. I mean, that was like my saying. Yeah. Well, and maybe this was an old one. Maybe this was something that you did release because these two cards were underneath. These two cards were underneath growth. And it's possible that these two you did release and you've grown from them and you've learned. But I feel like if you can stay in this disciplined energy, know that you are the creator of your reality. And you know that you are in your own power, and you can create things, and you have that belief within yourself. You know who you are, and you stay firm in that. Then this situation with this person, if you still feel love for this person, then you'll be able to see and use your discernment. You'll be able to see both sides of the story and go from there and decide if this is something that you want to continue, or maybe there's something that you maybe it's just closure. I mean, I don't know for sure if it's a closure thing, but I'm not getting that vibe from this. I'm getting more that you're very strong-willed. Scorpio, you've got so much Scorpio in your chart. And with that perseverance card, I mean, I know Scorpio energy. We persevere. We will make it. We will go through the depths of hell, and we have. That's Scorpio. That's Scorpio energy. But the problem is sometimes we get lost because we're lovers. We want to give love, show love. We're authentic. We want to be able to be our true selves around the person we love. And if at any time we don't feel like we can be that true, authentic person with the person that we love, then we get our feelings hurt. And there's obviously something that caused this distance between you and this person. I don't know if he, since he did contact you, if he's given you any type of, explanation as to what was going on. But I really feel like, growth and expansion, consciousness, you have a higher understanding. So I feel like whatever has happened, if he's open to sharing with you and being completely open with you, but you have to be in a state of being open as well, because like I said, we mirror. So if you feel closed off at all, then he's going to close off too. So to get to be your true authentic self and be open with him, he will mirror that energy to you. So I feel like that it's important for you to just be open and allowing to hearing what he has to say. But ultimately, it's up to you. You know, I feel like you're very in tune and you probably listen very closely to your intuition. And you're going to know right off the bat if this is something that you, and I know you love him, but you're going to know right off the bat if this is someone that you want to continue on with and create a new foundation and start over with, or if this is someone that you just want closure from. That's what I really feel with this situation. Because you are, very disciplined. You persevered through a lot. You've been through a lot. So I really feel like you're going to know what to do. So I hope that helped you. I know. Scorpios, we are so deep, and a lot of people don't get us, and that's what we want in a relationship. So I understand. You want someone who gets you, and someone who's willing to be there with you through the depths, good, bad, ugly, whatever, you know. You want someone to be there. And I get it, you know. And that's a lot of Scorpio, really. Um, but you should, number one, be proud of yourself, Shaylee. Be proud of yourself because you have made it through so much. Give yourself a pat on the back, honestly. Treat yourself. Take you a nice Epsom salt bubble bath. Do those nice little things for yourself, and just be patient with whatever's going on with this guy. You're welcome, sweetheart. I think you're going to know what to do in this situation. I already know you are. All that Scorpio, you're very highly intuitive. You're going to know how to handle the situation. Just don't be hard on yourself. Just don't do the Scorpio thing. Don't sting yourself. And don't sting him right off the bat, okay? Hold the stinger. Hold it back. Hold it back. Just be open. And I feel like you're in the space to where you're able to do that. So no worries. I have no worries about that. And with all these cards here, because you've got both, two purples, and that's crown chakra, third eye. And then this one here is yellow, which is solar plexus. So, there may be a little something dealing with solar plexus that can be something in there, but I feel like it's relating to this grief, the grieving process. But I really, honestly, that's all I feel that is you're still going through a little bit of that grief with this person. But don't be afraid to be honest with him about that. Don't be afraid to use your voice. Scorpios have a tendency to act like we're walking on eggshells. We tiptoe. Don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. That's kind of how Scorpios are, because we love everybody. We don't want to hurt nobody unless you cross us. But as we evolve, we don't engage at that point. We just move on. But I hope that helped you, Shaylee, and I appreciate you so much for allowing me to read for you. I really do. And I hope that helped in some way. Just focus on you, sweetheart. Take your time. Stay on the path, because you're firmly on the path. You're persevering. You're doing great. I'm sure your guides already tell you, So I appreciate you. Please hit the like, share, subscribe on your way out if you feel drawn to do so. If not, I'll see you next time I do a live. If you would like to come back and see me, I'll be here. I appreciate all of you guys. All right. I am 2 hours, 25 minutes, and 22 seconds in. Thank you, Shaylee. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Everything will work out just fine. It looks like there's 2 in the room. So if there's anyone else that wants a read, let me know. If not, I will probably get off here soon. So it says there's 2 people in the room. So anyone else want a reading? Going. No, I'm just kidding. I'm getting thirsty though. Let's see what song is playing. I've never even heard of that song before. There's 1 person left in here. Anybody else want a reading? There's only 1 person in here right now. So if you would like a reading, feel free to ask a question. And I can hold up the decks again, or you can just say which deck you want me to use and ask your question. If not, I will be getting off here soon. Gotta get some tea and relax. Go have a cigarette. Alrighty. Well, I appreciate everyone that came to the live. I appreciate whoever's still left in the room. If you would like to come back, I'll probably continue doing lives, especially right now during Scorpio season, my birthday month, and while we're going through this energy between the 2 eclipses, I think it's important right now. A lot of people are needing some kind of guidance. So that is what I'm here for. And I appreciate all of you guys that came in tonight. I had a wonderful evening spending time with each and every one of you. I appreciate all of you very much. And thanks for attending my live. And I will see you guys tomorrow, probably, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Have a great night. Bye.